Pit ponies played an important role in Welsh collieries. To the miners, they were part and parcel of everyday life, seen as fellow workmates. In one of your stories, Roy Peckham from Pontypridd got in touch. He runs a sanctuary caring for former pit ponies, and Sian is there for us tonight. Sian.
Thanks, Jamie. Meet Jake. There are 5 former pit ponies here at Fforest Uchaf farm. They're fondly remembered by miners and their families. Well, today, former Bevin Boys, men who were conscripted to work underground, came here to visit them and to give the charity that cares for them a boost, as Nick Pallett reports.
Their surroundings couldn't be more different. Acres of land to graze, wide open spaces and daylight. But these ponies spent their working lives in pits like this, in darkness for much of their days, pulling heavy drams of coal and machinery. They all have a story to tell.
Dylan worked in a small colliery in Godra Graig, Pentwyn number 3, and he'd had a back injury there.
Roy Peckham, who runs this rescue centre at Fforest Uchaf farm near Pontypridd, first encountered injured pit ponies around 20 years ago. This is Steele, the pit pony that started it all off. Roy rescued her from Nantacathin colliery near Seven Sisters, and it was the sadness of her eyes that made him think he must rescue these horses and give them a better retirement.
Because they're in the dark a lot of the time, the pupil had opened large, and his eye was grey, like a shark's eye, lifeless grey, and there was all coal dust and bits on the eye, and he was blinking, but he hadn't had enough tears to get it off, and it sort of stuck in my mind, I suppose, really.
During the war, men like ponies were forced underground to mine coal. The so-called Bevin Boys were conscripted to the pits to help with the war effort. They remember the ponies with fondness.
They did as much work as we did, and they should not be forgotten. They're wonderful creatures, and quite often they used to save our lives. They have a terrific sense of any impending danger, and they're wonderful. But you have to hang on to your snap tin, that's your sandwiches and your apple and that, because they'll have that.
Beryl Ungate's late husband Leonard was a Bevin Boy, and today she gave a sizable donation to this charity on his behalf. He credits a pony called Bantry for saving him from a roof collapse at Penachta Colliery in 1944.
He said, yes, I think that pony saved my life. There was a pit fall, a roof fall, where they were blasting, and the pony refused to go down, and then was the other side.
There are 5 ponies from former mines right across Wales, here in these lush fields above Pontypridd. They spent more than 2 decades underground. Now they'll see out the rest of their lives above ground, grazing into retirement.
Well, getting them to stand in one place is the thing, but Roy, these ponies, they're real survivors, aren't they? What have they come through? What sort of health problems particularly?
Like their buddies, the 2-legged colliers, they suffer particularly from coal dust on their lungs. Lots of eye problems, joint problems from the physical toil, the work that they did. Lots of skin problems from the coal dust. It's got into the pores, and it's a long time coming out, and gives them, a lot of itchiness and that, and then they scratch and aggravate it, and it's a sort of, as with kids, if you can't stop them scratching, they get worse and worse.
So what sort of retirement are you giving to them here? Obviously they're out in the open countryside, beautiful views on a lovely day as well.
Well, we've got some wonderful supporters, and they provide the finances that if we need the vet, we can call the vet. We don't have to worry about it. So they get all they need in the way of help with their health problems and medication. It's good mountain air up here, so that's good for their lungs. There's very little dust, there's lots of nice grass. And they're doing well, and they get a chance to socialise and become a pony again. A lot of them have worked in collieries on their own, and they never met other ponies, and they forgot how to be a horse in some cases.
Well, Roy, thank you ever so much. It's been an absolute pleasure coming up here and meeting some of them. And if you want us to cover one of your stories, please do get in touch with us. You can email us at wales.today@bbc.co.uk. You can phone our audience line, of course. The number should be there for you on your screen now. You can also write to us, and you can text us. Don't forget, if you do text us, to start the message with Wales Today and then the rest of your text. And we could be coming to cover your story next, but now I'm going off to spend some more time with these lovely ponies. Jamie, back to you.
Sian, thank you very much.